terrible, terrible.
Sounds like me at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Splintered Fate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I'm terrible at it.
Oh yeah, it's like any roguelike. Like I love Hades. Terrible at it. Never even fought Hades yet.
I'm sorry, I'm chewing. Give me like 1 second.
No, it's fine. I noticed that you're live as well, so you tune live on camera. Yep, seems like it. Right, I better put that to chat only then. Before I get too much echo.
Alright, you guilted me into muting for most of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Oh, I don't care.
So,
No.
Grond was in my chat the other day there, and we were talking about what games he's been playing. He's been playing Monster Hunter, obviously, but he says he's going to take a wee break from Monster Hunter and play some other games. And one of them was Warhammer Space Marine 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Did he?
says to him, once he's finished the campaign, would you like to join me and Headshot for some multiplayer? And he said, hell yes.
Okay, did he get it?
I don't know if he's got it yet, but he said we would definitely get in some multiplayer for sure.
I mean, we could still do campaign co-op, no?
I mean,
Oh,
I don't know. Do you
crap.
want to maybe give him a quick shout and see if he's
Yeah,
up for it?
I would do that. I mean, I'm not gonna like... I know he's not gonna wait for us for the campaign, like he wants to get through it, which is totally understandable.
Totally. I mean, the campaign stuff's going to drop in and drop out, though, isn't it? Or is it like, do you have to wait until he's actually starting a mission and then you jump in on the mission?
Um, I think it is drop in, drop out.
That would be cool. That would be really cool if you could just jump in while he's
Dude, I'm struggling with the controls.
Wait, you playing Mario Kart?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm having like a brain fart. I forget which button is which.
A button is accelerate, R1 or R2 for your jumpy jump, and then L1 or L2 for your items.
Yeah, I had it reversed. I was using items when I was trying to jump and vice versa. That's all it takes is a couple weeks and I'm useless.
Couple weeks, shut up. You've been away for like 4 months, mate.
No,
Oh, it's DK Jungle as well, dang it!
it hasn't been that long. Dope. Maybe it'll circle back around.
No. DK Jungle's like the rarest track.
No.
Nobody votes for it.
Is it? I vote for it.
Yeah, you vote for it because you pity for me.
Pity. I wouldn't say that.
It's a pity vote. You would choose DK Jungle if you had other choices on the plate.
That's not true. That's not true. What would I choose over DK Jungle? Now you got me curious.
Well, if Luke's was here, you'd definitely choose that bathtub one.
Oh, dude, that would be tough. Like that would be a which one have we played less tonight, and that would be the winning vote.
Oh well, the bathtub one shows up all the time, though, so you definitely be playing it.
Yeah, see, there you go. Then you would get a DK Jungle vote.
I would get a pay vote again, yeah. We just discussed that.
You're totally right about roguelikes, though. Like, I can't think of a single one that I can actually finish, but I love playing them.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to beat Hades. I haven't been able to beat Dead Cells, and I played.
Dead Cells, the complete whole, the one with Castlevania and everything, is on sale on Switch, and I've not bought it or ever played it yet because like I'm I'm just scared like I'm gonna pick it up and then just not be able to like finish any of it.
So, I will say this: like, what other roguelikes have you played? You played Hades.
Hades, Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, played a wee bit of Darkest Dungeon.
Dead Cells, to me, Dead Cells.
I've seen people play it. I know it's like an action platformer kind of game, like Castlevania or whatever.
Yeah, it's the easiest roguelike to make a build in for me. Like, it feels like a lot of times in other roguelikes, it's very heavily RNG based. So, like, if you're not getting specific things to pair with specific other things, you're just kind of right. You're just kind of screwed if you don't get the right rolls. Whereas Dead Cells, it gives you more tools, and like so. Every weapon or item is broken down by color, and there's 3 colors: red, purple, green. It's literally that simple.
Yeah, I know. I've seen other
Right. So you've seen that you have like the scrolls that you can pretty much tailor what you're increasing, and that's a game changer. Because like I've played Hades and I suck. Like I think I've made it to the second world, but my kids would make fun of me because I couldn't beat the first boss for the longest time. And
that Valkyrie was
Megara, I think her name is, or something. Yeah. Right. Yeah. If I get a couple good drops, I can beat her. And I'm a little bit better now. But, like, getting any further than that, forget it. Like, it's just, no. Mm-hmm.
I got him back into games again, back in like
19.
Yeah, but like, got my friend back into games back in 1938.
Just after the war.
Back in the war of 2019, when all the bees were released.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Space bees. He only like restarted playing games like he never had a PS3 or anything like that. He stopped playing games back on the PS2. So he came back in at the tail end of the PS4 and like he totally blasted through Hades. Like he beat it. He done everything.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, man. Like the guy's like a savant for some reason. He's just like an amazing game.
I've had friends like that. I hate them.
It's like I'll play a game, like I'll play like a JRPG and it'll take me like 100 hours or something like that. He's like, yeah, I'm just like 60.
I was looking up like tips for Splintered Fate, and there was somebody that posted on the Steam forums. They're like, "Is it just me or is this game too easy?" And I like resisted the urge to jump in there and be like, "You're a douchebag. Go away."
I will punch you.
Like the rest of us hate you. Piss off. I don't understand. Like it started as an Apple Arcade game.
This Reddit is not for you. Go away.
It started as an Apple Arcade game. I don't understand how people played that on a phone. Like that, no. Without a controller, no. With just touch controls, no. I'd be dead in the first level.
Is Soxo still in the chat, by the way? Because he wasn't. Soxo, you still there?
I thought I saw his name when I came in, but now I'm not sure.
He was here.
He's muted, so maybe he stepped away.
Yeah, I mean, he's been muting like all night, so.
But yeah, like
Probably
the
just busy or whatever.
the nice thing about Dead Cells, and like if you do play it, like I would totally recommend picking it up, even if you don't beat it. It's freaking amazing, and the Castlevania content is out of this world. But like all of the DLC, including Castlevania, I'll even group that in there. It's all just distractors. Like you can look up online. There are different paths to take to get to the final boss, because I'm not going to spoil anything. Even if you've watched streams, maybe you've seen it already. But when you beat the final boss, like it opens up a whole bunch of options for you that you don't have access to until you beat it the first time. Well, I haven't gotten there.
That's like what a roguelike is, though. I think roguelikes do that all the time.
Right. So, like, there's definitely, you know, people have come up with their, like, path to get there. I almost have it memorized. I haven't played it in a minute, but I bet you if I jumped back in, it would come back very quickly. I've gotten to the final boss. Like, I can get there. But my goodness, I can't friggin' beat him. It just... Oh, and I don't get to him consistently. So it's like one of those situations where, like, you finally get there and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm here. And then, you know, you just dump the bed. And it's like, come on.
I've not even have you played Spelunky before?
I don't think I played the second one.
Right. Do you know the big head? It's like a big head boss that kind of stomps around.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Spelunky, he's back in Spelunky 2, right? And so you know the level structure, it was like 1, 1, 1, 2,
Like Mario, yeah.
Yeah. It does that, right? I've not gotten to 2, 4 yet.
Oh my gosh.
The thing is, though, right, is that I have 100 hours of that game on my PS4, but I've seen that there was a free PS5 upgrade, and I was like, cool, I'll put the PS5 version on then, and starting from the beginning all over again now. Like, I have beaten the game a couple of times, like just the basic playthroughs of Spelunky. Not like doing any special secret routes or anything like that, but like I have beat it a couple of times.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been so long since I played it, I just started again on the PS5 version. It was like, yeah, you don't have anything unlocked. You've not made any progress. and now I can't even get past 2-4.
77.6 hours on Steam for Dead Cells.
Yeah.
And I know I have it on Switch. I just don't have all the DLC on Switch.
There's Soxo left again. Without saying goodbye.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What a jerk.
I've told him about it. Yeah, I mean, I've told him about that. I've said to him, look, man, like, if you've got to go, just let us ken that you're going, you know? Just speak up. Like even if we're chatting, even if we're in the middle of a conversation, just jump in and say, like, look, guys, I've got to go. I'll see you later. That'd be great. I would love to hear him say that instead of just vanish.
I thought I had it on Switch. Maybe I don't have it on Switch. I could have swore I had it on Switch.
Yeah, I've got Binding of Isaac was another huge one as well. But what had happened there was I hadn't played the latest expansion or the expansion just before the last one. And if you know anything about Isaac, like back then it's all about like the roots and the items and all that stuff, like the synergies and everything.
Right.
And I've not played it for the longest time, and I was like, oh man, like they brought in the expansion, and I realised, oh, there's an expansion before that I missed out on as well. So I got both of them. But adding both of them to my previous game, that combined with like a lack of like, you know, like I was very rusty to put it mildly.
It's like Guitar Hero. If you stop playing Guitar Hero for any semblance of time, you completely lose the skill.
Exactly. So like, I bought the expansion for like Binding of Isaac. I think it was called like Repentance or something like that. Binding of Isaac Repentance was the latest one.
Okay.
And yeah, and it added like a bunch of like just like a whole ton of just like new content, and it was just like completely over my head, and it was all super difficult. Like even from the very beginning of the game, it was just like such a difficult game from like the very start and all that. So it was like the kind of expansion that I kind of expected players who already know and love Isaac, who have like thousands and thousands of hours in the game to get more out of the game. But I wasn't like that. I was like, well, I love Isaac.
Which is kind of like the way the DLC is for Dead Cells. That's why I say it's like, it's distractors. Because if you haven't beat the regular game, like, you don't need to really concern yourself with it. Which I haven't. I've dabbled, but it's nice. But I really wanna play. I want to beat the boss for the first time because I think it makes it so where it makes it a lot easier to farm cells. So if you want to upgrade more stuff and like, try out different weapons and whatever, like it just makes it to where it's a lot simpler for you to do that. Because yeah, I don't know the specifics, but like the collection of souls after you beat the game once just opens wide up. And I think there's some challenge rooms you can do where you could literally just go in and just farm souls for your next unlock and then whatever.
Totally. Yeah. I like roguelikes, but like they suffer from that same thing to me as like Monster Hunter does. Like I love playing through it. And like if I get to the end of the thing, great, but then it's what is after that, like it's just grinding.
Yeah.
Just playing the game over and over and over again, and that's all you're doing. I do like the concept of something like Hades though, which is like you don't get the full game until you've done everything. Because like with Hades, it's like it's all about the narrative and the characters. So with every death, you come back and there's like something new that happens, or something like another character's got something new to say or whatever. So
Yeah.
I like that. I like that stuff. So yeah, I should play more Hades because like that's probably the kind of roguelike that has lasting power for me. They're fun to sort of jump into and hit, like dip your toe into every like once in a while, but like I don't think it has that staying power for me since it's quite grindy.
Yeah. It depends. Like there's certain ones. Why am I frozen? There we go. There's certain ones that like I really like. I guess I don't have Dead Cells. I really swore I had it on Switch. That's weird.
Yeah, one of my old streamer friends had it on Switch, but he played that game to death, and he was like, no, it was he had it on Switch and he had it on PS4 and 5, and he played through that game like multiple times. He 100%ed it on PS4, PS5, and Switch, and he asked me, he was like, "You're in Europe, right?" He's like, "Could you like if I sent you PayPal money, could you give me like a £20 credit, like like PlayStation like wallet update thing, so I could like buy the European version?" I was like, "Are you crazy? Like 3 times is not enough for you to 100% that game. You want to play again?"
Oh my gosh, seriously?
Yeah. So like I do know like I know the game and I know like the guy, I know people that really love it. It's just
It's really good. And it like I said, it's my favorite in the sense that it really feels like it gives you more control than other roguelikes in terms of making a build and being able to customize and be competitive on your runs so that you're not just like stuck with a crap build and it's like, oh great, okay, I know this isn't gonna work, so I'm just gonna
I think that's part of the charm of a roguelike for me is like making the best of a bad situation,
yeah.
like trying to push through even if you're like, oh man, I took like 3 damage on my first level there, what can I do? It's garbage, but like, can I do it? I think that's what I like about roguelikes is just seeing if you're able to manage it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean I do like that. I don't give up. But if you're doing multiple runs, like the third or fourth time where you're just rolling craps, it gets frustrating. It's like, okay, really? And what gets me is, and I know it's not a grand amount of time or anything like that, but it'll get to the point where your runs take an hour or more. So you're burning at least an hour just to find out that your build is crap.
Yeah. That's another reason that Isaac is so difficult. Because you could like have a build where it's just like all you're able to do is like build health and like all the items that you get to make yourself stronger are just garbage. But you're able to last, and then you'll last until like the last couple of levels, and then it's just like the enemies are just like too much damage sponge, so like you just kind of like get overwhelmed essentially.
Yeah.
And that'll take you like an hour or so just to get there because you've got no damage.
Oh, what? Oh. Oh. Really?
So,
Oh, say something again.
hello.
I think, I think my I think my OBS was not capturing Discord, so they were getting a
No.
one-sided.
I jumped in to your Discord earlier, sorry, your stream earlier, and I can hear myself. I
Oh,
can hear myself.
okay,
Yes, it's there.
okay, good.
Yeah, see? It's working fine.
I wasn't seeing the level on there, and I was like, oh crud, really?
Oh yeah, it's all good, man. Like I was hearing myself in your chat, in your stream.
That's weird. Well, hey, if it's working, that's a good thing. I'm rusty. See?
It's been a while.
Too long. Too long. Yeah, we went out of town last week, so I had to change my work days around. So I was working last Tuesday night.
Did you have fun? What were you up to?
Oh, heck yeah, it was amazing. My son, I've mentioned, is a senior this year, so he's done after this year, but periodically the school band and chorus take trips and go places and do stuff, and they schedule it around performances, so it kind of like justifies spending the budget, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're going to compete, but, you know, we're also going to spend extra time and do other stuff. So that's what it was. They were going to Boston, and they had a performance on Saturday, but they were leaving on Thursday and kind of packing the schedule with all this stuff. So, like, the funny part about it was we went to the meeting when they were talking about it, and the school was like, yeah, you know, we have a few spots if parents want to come along, like, you won't have to chaperone or do anything, but the package deal that the students got, there's a certain amount of seats that they can offer to other people, so you get like the discounted price for everything. So you get the hotel, it's like an all-in-one. So they were going the 2 nights in the hotel. The first night they went to Dave & Buster's and they got unlimited play cards. And then the next day they were doing a walking tour. If you ever played Fallout 4, it's the Freedom Trail.
Oh, nice, cool.
They did that. They were going to Quincy Market, and then they were going to see Blue Man Group on Thursday night. Or, no.
That's the music band, isn't it?
Yes. Yep. And I guess I didn't realize it.
I've heard the name, but I've never really heard any music band.
No, I've never seen it. It's kind of like performance type stuff. Like they do all kinds of, it's integrated, like visual. So they did that, and then Saturday they were competing, and then there was a Six Flags that they were going to go to before they came home. So like they told us, they're like, oh yeah, you know, if any of the adults want to go, they can go. There's you know, it's a first come first serve. We only have a handful of tickets that people can take advantage of and get the you know, the discounted price that the students got. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The meeting was on a Wednesday night. Okay, just for background. So they're like, yeah, it's $650 a person, and the money's due by Friday. And my wife and I were like, well, that's not happening. You think I just got, like, I just have $1,300 to just cough up and be like, yeah, here, take it.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of money.
Like, I need a little bit more than 2 days to come up with that. Like, yeah, no. So, anyway, the conversation my wife and I had, we were like, well, we've gone before, and we've chaperoned the trip. Like, we should go and do it. And then we weren't going to, and then my wife was just kind of like, you know what, like, it's the last time we're going to be able to do something like this. We should really go. So she found hockey tickets for a game on one of the nights. So we basically went and we did our own thing, and then we met up with them.
Made your own night out of it, yeah, that's cool.
So it was nice. We spent a couple days away, and like, because he's the youngest, there's no kids. There's nobody else to bring with us or tag along, so it was kind of like an adults weekend away. We got to do whatever we wanted. She's also a big I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this too, like she's a big Harry Potter fan. So, there it is. I do have it on Switch. Huh. I thought so. So, they had this expo, I don't know what to call it, exhibition, and it's literally the only one in the Northeast, or in North America. So that was in Boston, and we got to see it, which was cool. I guess it's basically like a self-guided tour. I don't know what you would call it. It was cool. Like, I'm not as big of a Harry Potter fan as she and my other son are, so to me it wasn't like, okay. But it was cool, seeing her get all excited for everything. Did I drop out of this? Oh, there you are.
Sorry, I was listening. I just didn't want to interrupt you while you were reading about Harry Potter.
Yeah, but it was nice. Like the whole thing, like it was really cool. So we because of the way we were gonna meet up with him in the afternoon with the kids at the marketplace. So we were talking about it, and she was like, "Well, let's go do the Harry Potter thing in the morning. This way, because we're not sure exactly what time they're going to be at the market, and this way, we're not doing it under the gun, because we had dinner reservations later that night." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. That sounds good." Dude, we couldn't have planned it better. I think it opened at 9 o'clock in the morning. We got there maybe like 9:30 the latest, and there was nobody there. Like, there were maybe 2 or 3 other people, so we got to walk through everything without, distractions and crowds and screaming kids and whatever. So it was cool. Like, they have I don't know how much of a Potterhead you are, but
oh, a huge pothead.
I always said that was a missed opportunity. They should call Harry Potter fans potheads, but whatever.
Absolutely.
But they had like all this stuff from the movies. So like the first couple rooms you went through, they had really? They had I guess you would call them like tour guides there to kind of like give you the rundown of like how everything works. And then after the first 2 rooms, they let you go on your own. So they were telling us, I think in the first room, yes, it was in the first room, there was a first edition copy of, I think it was Sorcerer's Stone, or maybe it was a different one of the books. So the guy that was there, the tour guide in that room, he's like, "So you notice it's behind glass, right?" And we're like, "Duh." He's like, "Well, I just want to let you know that everything that you see behind glass in this exhibition, exhibit, whatever, is authentic and from the movies. So if you see a costume, if you see a prop, if you see a wand, if it's behind glass, it was used in the films." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Okay." So they had like so much stuff, like all these different rooms.
12 gauge and smash all the glass open.
Exactly.
Get down now! Put the wand on the ground now! Nah, that sounds cool, like, yeah.
I forgot what the spell is to disarm, but there goes that joke.
Levitatio.
Oh, hey now.
That's enough. Soxo left so that he can hang about with one of his other friends in his own Discord.
Oh, okay. Wow, so he's blowing us off for someone else, got it?
Yeah, I think it's his best friend, actually, so like, it's understandable, but he could have said, "See you later," you know what I mean? Like,
oh, I'm just busting his...
I'm gonna let him off that.
I'm just busting his chops. It's funny. But yeah, it was cool. It was like, we didn't really, I don't know what I've said in the past, and I like, we didn't really date a whole lot without kids. So it was just really cool to kind of like on the flip side be running around and just not having to, just the two of us, and to have that experience where it was just like, wow, when's the last time that we did something like this? And it's like, I don't know. So it was really nice. We did that. We got to... What's that?
So, I'm not... I just quickly ask if you had... Is this going to be your last hurrah? Is there no ambitions for like another kid later on down the line?
Oh dear God, no.
Like a vasectomy?
No. No. Yeah, I had my wiring ripped out, which is a hilarious story. Hilarious story, but probably not for Twitch.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were stupid. Sorry for asking that question.
No, I don't care. No, you're good. No, I would totally tell it too, because like it's not like personal, like gross or anything, but it just like it was one of those things where like I've told the story I don't know how many times, and my wife cracks up every time because it's just one of those like Keystone Cops. I can't believe things turned out the way that they did, and that like the silliness.
Having your wiring ripped out is the funniest way to put that.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never heard that term before.
Really?
No, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that.
Oh.
That is like the funniest way to put that.
Remind me. We'll come back to it, and I'll turn off the stream and tell you the story because it's hilarious. It's not gory. It's not gross. It's not personal. It was just one of those situations where like things that you didn't expect to happen, and it wasn't just like one thing in passing. It was this continuous stream of like, are you friggin' kidding me right now moments. But it's humorous stuff. Like it's not, it wasn't traumatic, at least not for me. Yeah, no, we're done. We're not. No more. No. So,
well, now you can actually live and enjoy your time now. You're able to like have dates and that, and not have to worry about having kids like to have to like care for and look after and that.
Oh yeah, that's the funniest part of this. So like, I've been me, I've talked about hockey. I've been a hockey fan all my life. My wife has only recently become more of a fan. Like she was just, not that she didn't like it, but she was more indifferent to it. And all of a sudden, like maybe 2 to 3 years ago, she just like went crazy with it, and like she's just gone rabid.
Like waiting for fist fights to happen and that, yeah.
She's gotten so into it that excuse me. The trade deadline for the season was in March, at the beginning of March, and then like the rosters are frozen after that until after the season is over. So the team that we follow traded her favorite player. So now she's actually been trying to watch the out-of-market games so she can see him play when it's not when they're playing our team. You know what I mean? Like it's just any one of their games, she'll just watch it. Like she's that much into it. So we went to this game last week, and it wasn't our team. It was just two other teams. It was obviously Boston's team, and actually they were playing Chicago. So, two teams that we care nothing about, but it's just the experience that you go for. And she was like, afterwards, she's like, like, I wonder what other stadiums we could go to. And I'm like, what? She's like, well, she's like, we're not going to. Yeah, she's like, it's not like. Oh, totally. She's like, I don't know that we, she's like, don't get me wrong, we're not going to drive to California and go see a game out there. She's like, but there's enough, like, East Coast teams or other teams where we could at least go to a couple others. I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm like, is this the retirement plan? Is this what we're going to do? We're going to travel and see hockey? Yeah. Well, we've driven to Ohio. Actually, when I was talking about the kids, they had gone to Cleveland the last time they were able to do a band trip. So we had already been to Ohio, and I'm like, it's really not as far as it sounds. Like we could do, and there is a team in Ohio. So I'm like, all right. I mean, we could go there. She's like, well, Jersey's not that far. We wouldn't even have to make that a weekend trip. And I'm like, okay, sure, got it. Let's
Yeah, a couple of games in, man. Totally.
let's do it. So I guess that's what I'm going to be doing next winter is looking at the schedules and being like, all right.
That sounds like so much fun.
Her favorite player went to Colorado, so she's like, well, if we're going to do that, she's like, I want to see him live. I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll figure out when the schedules come out in the fall. We'll see where we would be able to catch him, and we'll go to a Colorado game. Okay.
Brilliant.
They'll be the away team, but whatever, you know. I'll go. I'm down. Like, it was a blast.
That's great, man. I'm glad you no having to worry about kids. You just like do whatever the crap you want now. You know?
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so cool. Like, I feel bad saying it like this because, like, so I'm sure I've mentioned this in the past. Like, my older two are my stepsons, so they were obviously in the picture when my wife and I started dating. So, like I said, we've never really had to not account for anybody else, you know. And not that I didn't love it, and not that I, you know, it's not a reflection on that in any way, shape, or form. But it's just, you know, an appreciation for being able to have that time now.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's your reward, man. Like, you know, you've raised and reared your kids, and now they're off in the big wide world, and now you get to just chill with your wife and just have like a blast, and that's great.
And we're young enough that we can do it because we have friends that are.
Yeah, it's not like you're like old fogies at retirement age. You know what I mean? You can just like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
have a fun, great time with a woman that you've like dedicated your life to. So that's like, that's brilliant. That's like so cool.
We have friends that are similar age or younger, and they waited until later to have their kids, and we're just like laughing at them because we're like, "Yep, we remember that, but I'm crossing the finish line. I'm done. Wiring's been ripped out. We're done."
Brilliant. No, yeah, I'm really happy for you, man. That sounds fantastic.
It was awesome. It was so cool.
Yeah, congratulations to both of you, and obviously to your final kid, the last kid. That's, what was it, graduation or whatever? What was it you said you were doing?
Yeah, he's gonna graduate in June, so he's almost done.
Graduation, man. Yeah, that's cool. Brilliant.
He'll be off to college in the fall, and then it's gonna be an empty house in the fall. That's gonna be weird.
Hearted. Relish it. Relish it.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Gonna get your wife into World of Warcraft or something. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. I can't, like, that's one thing that I can't do. I, like... So
You can't ruin her by putting her on the video games.
Oh no, I would try. I would try. She was never really a big gamer, so like I think her brother had like a Genesis or whatever, you know, growing up. But she never made the jump from D-pad and Nintendo buttons to dual analog stick. Like one stick controls the feet and the other stick controls the camera. So like she will not do it. She's like, nope, I can't do it. I'm not doing it. She also gets a little like motion sickness. Like first person stuff will do it to her.
Yeah.
So that would be something that would hold her back. But yeah, she just nope.
Someone joined the chat.
Is it a Wild Neebs?
What would hold me back?
Uh-oh. Is that Mrs. Neebs?
Yes. That's crazy.
Hello there. How goes it?
How goes it with you?
I can't complain. Another day in paradise.
That'd be lovely.
Depending on how loose your definition of paradise is.
Why I said uh-oh.
No. Good things, good things. You missed the fun talk. See now, Neebs, I think Neebs has heard the story.
Oh,
The wire.
Yeah, that story. We were talking before because I was telling Prime that my wife and I went on a trip and we didn't have any kids because and it was just a cool experience because it was like a date weekend. And he was like, "Oh, you guys aren't gonna have any more. You like, there's no more." I was like, "No, my wiring's been ripped out. We're done." But I told him it was a funny story about that whole situation.
You don't have to explain it here.
Oh, I'm not
I
gonna.
feel like
I'm not gonna say it on stream, but
Oh, you're streaming?
yeah. It was funny. Like it was legitimately funny. But at the time, it was like, I can't believe this stuff is happening right now. Like, are you serious?
Yeah.
So how you doing, Neebs, Mrs. Neebs? How's it going?
The kids are asleep-ish.
Yeah, they're both down and quiet and in their beds, so we're here.
Lately, with the whole uniform hunt.
Well, that's just within the West.
Oh, what
So
happened?
we went motorhome shopping today.
Oh,
Browsing.
Yeah, browsing is a better word. We're not buying it yet, but we're contemplating the idea of perhaps maybe going full time.
really?
Really?
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, because then we can come visit and go visit old people and
Heck yeah.
do things.
The thought is, like, I'm in an interesting transition of work, and so it kind of gives permission to potentially do, like, big life changes.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's kind of like, so we've been doing a handful of different things and contemplating a lot of different stuff, and this being one of them. One of the other ones has been like what to do with our cars because we have been gifted a van.
Oh,
In a sense that like
cool.
family members that drove up from Mississippi and their van was all but like gone. It was really struggling getting here, like halfway on this trip here, which is like an 9-hour trip. And so they were like, you know what, we're just gonna go out and find a new one, and you guys can keep this old one. We're done dealing with it.
Oh,
Because they fixed the transmission, and then they were like,
It's your problem now.
yeah. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not such a congratulations situation. Maybe I spoke too soon.
so here's the funny thing.
Here's the thing is that they said that we can have it, we can sell it, we can trade it in, we can fix it if we want, we can junk it and get the money. They basically gave us a couple $1,000 cash and said we're not, just chunking it for parts.
But they were convinced.
Oh wow.
They were convinced that it was a transmission issue because they had fixed the transmission already, and they were like, "Oh no, the problem came back. We felt this before," and so they were like, "Do with it what you want." So we found a place that would do a diagnosis on the transmission. And thank goodness we found a place that would do it for free because everywhere else is like, "We'll do it for $150."
Oh yeah. Right.
And so we found a place that said, we will diagnose for free. And we were like, so let's do that. So we left it with them. They called this morning and said, well, funny thing, your transmission is squeaky clean. It's absolutely fine.
Oh.
You just have a cylinder that is misfiring. Which is a significantly lesser problem, apparently, than, I mean, I know transmissions are really bad. You don't want to mess with that.
Right.
But, like, Yeah, so a cylinder misfiring is more like a $200-300 potentially repair compared to like the
Three to six.
two to three or more $1,000 repair. So,
Well, that's kind of cool.
yeah, so the problem is potentially a lot less significant. And we've been considering like we would love to have a van instead of the cars that we've got because poor kiddos when we try to put them in their car seats, it's like a low bridge putting them in. So it's like, all right, going nice and slow. Bonk. Oops. Sorry. Is your head okay?
So yeah, a bigger van for a bigger family. We got a bigger family now. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So
Very cool.
I knew it was Tarantino. See?
Joyman.
So yeah, that's there's that, and then if we actually do decide to go with the whole RV idea, we've got a lot to figure out because we would do probably like put the house up for rent and then sell a vehicle or two or three, go buy a brand new, well, maybe not brand new, but buy a truck that's strong enough to haul the size of trailer we want.
Right.
Something that we drive and before we get stuff to pull one of our vehicles probably.
Yeah. So there's a lot that's suddenly happening that's got us like our ears perked up and like, should we do this or should we do that or oh yeah, and then also considering jobs that are considering jobs that are easy to do like anywhere, any kind of remote sort of job that we could be comfortable with doing on the road.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, are you still potentially going to be able to tour? So this is something that would, like, facilitate that, where you could go, and now instead of leaving your family, you could bring your family?
Essentially, I mean, kind of. It would probably be more like, families would go, like, ahead at like an event, and then, like, go a couple events ahead of the next 2 or 3 shows ahead, and be there while on tour or something like that if they felt like it. Or just stay somewhere and let me go tour and then catch up with them.
That makes sense. Yeah, that opens up a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, a lot more freedom that way. It's like instead of having to tour and then like, come back home and then go tour and come back home. So
yeah, I mean, it depends. It really depends on the situation. It's a lot of huge what ifs, and theories and such, and it would mean a lot of like packing up a lot of stuff and putting into storage / getting rid of / selling of different things.
Oh no, the stream room.
I mean, so Starlink is the thing, and Starlink is fairly good, and
I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom.
Okay.
Solid copy.
No, on DK Jungle as well. Dang it!
Uh-oh. Get the poop sock. Get the poop sock. Fill the jug. That's what he did. He's muted so we don't hear him peeing in a soda bottle.
We don't want to hear the freezer door.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, there is a lot to contemplate here and to consider and think about, and because like we went today and we're looking around at different ones and thinking like, if we realistically wanted to get something, what would it be? What would it look like? How big would it be? How small could we be okay with? And because like one of the other thoughts was, would we like an RV or a fifth wheel or a trailer?
Right.
and because each of those can have very different points and purposes and benefits and pros and cons. And
Get a Winnebago.
dude, I mean, if I could have my way, I would look for an Airstream probably,
Okay.
but those aren't cheap. Winnebago, I'm guessing, is probably not either.
No, probably not. I've never actually priced one out, but I mean that was the cool thing back when Spaceballs came out.
Yeah, what we found was called a Saber. We wanted to do some research because we had heard something about it not like being a brand that you probably don't want, but that's also one person's opinion.
Yeah. I feel like there's it's probably like NASCAR racing, right? Or something like that. Like you might be a car person, but you don't know the brands of stuff that the NASCAR mechanics are using in their car or whatever. But it's probably the standard to them. You know what I mean? So it's not always necessarily that it's a no-name brand or a brand that isn't as popular as much as it is like you're just not in those circles, so you wouldn't know about it. If that makes sense.
Right. And that's where the research comes in, where it's, just want to get familiar with things and what we want, what we don't want. And because, like, what we saw today, as far as, like, trailers go, and the space and the practicality and feeling like we're in what would, asking ourselves, like, could this feel like home? Or does this feel like we're just cramping ourselves in a very tight space just so we can travel,
Yeah, well, how would that be when the kids get older, or is this just like a temporary, you know what I mean?
So there's like a part 2 to the idea, and it would be kind of along the lines of like, see how we like it for so long, and let our house that we own, right now become passive incomes through rental.
Oh, interesting.
So like let the rental kind of help pay for different things as well. And then once if we got to a point where we were like, I think I'm good, let's get off the road.
Right.
We would do one of two things. We would either have a house to come back to, after
Nice.
so long, or something else that we've had, in our back pocket for a long time. I've been building, getting some land and building. So there's a potential of like taking our what would be our mobile home, to like buy some land, put it on this said land, and at whatever pace we deem necessary, build our new home, and then move in once that's finished.
That's kind of cool.
It sounds really cool on paper.
Tougher to do in actuality.
In actuality, it sounds like it could be really tough and potentially a nightmare logistic-wise. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? These are the kind of things that we have talked about so many times. It's kind of like an American dream sort of thought.
Well, and those are the things that, like, sure, it's potentially going to be a bumpy road. The question is always how bumpy, but at the same time, those are also the moves that you appreciate later. Like I remember, not to compare situations because I know it's completely different, but like I had coworkers when we were leaving the city and coming up here, and they were just like, "You're crazy," because part of it was the work situation, because I worked for New York City, so like you don't find a bigger department anywhere in the country, so you're leaving that behind. So like job security and benefits and all that stuff and pay is never going to match up to that.
Right.
But also on the flip, and the way that we worked, you know, just some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Like some of the particulars, some of the protocols and things like that. Like it's, I don't want to say it's like the Wild West outside the city, because that's kind of overdoing it. But then also, you know, the living space, the arrangements, and all this other stuff. And like I said, I had coworkers that were like, "You're crazy," and one of them that thought I was crazy, like right before it came time for us to move, he was like, "I can't tell you how jealous I am of you," because he was like, "I've wanted to do something like that for so long." He's like, "But honestly, I just don't have the balls to make the move and not worry that it's not going to work out."
Yeah.
But it is like, it's absolutely something. I mean, we're almost 20 years removed from it, and it is absolutely something that I do not regret in any way, shape, or form. Like, would I do things differently if I were doing it today? Oh, yeah. Have I learned things the hard way? Absolutely. Have I made a lot of mistakes? And do I sit there and like, man, if I could go back, I would do this differently, and that probably would have saved us this. And yeah, of course, but that's always going to be the case. The crux of it is really just like taking that step, and that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah. 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 And it's shooting that shot.
Exactly.
Taking the shot and seeing what happens, because you'll never know if you don't.
Exactly. It's always going to be a learning process, but you know, you're not going to know unless you go.
Right.
In
Big-
every aspect of life, not just what you guys are thinking about.
Right. And I'm just like trying to weigh down so many different things that would would we, the pros, just weighing out the pros and cons, really, just like, okay, if we do this, what would happen to all of our stuff? What would happen to payments? What would happen to work? What would happen to uh you know education? Or how would our uh way of living change? Like, in so many ways, so many different things would be very different. But that's kind of also the point. um it's just going in a very different direction and doing things in a very different way. That's like, can we make it?
Hmm.
You got to ask yourself, like, can we make it? Can we make this work? Or would we just like find ourselves deep in a hole that now we have to kind of re-dig ourselves back out of?
Right. I mean, you're going to be in a hole at some point, regardless. Like, and I don't, like, I'm not being funny or sarcastic by saying that, but it's like that's just the nature of the beast. Like, sometimes it comes with life and the learning process, and especially with stepping out, like, but it doesn't mean you're going to stay there. It'll just be the natural ups and downs.
Yeah.
I think you guys are going about it right, like doing as much research as possible beforehand. It's not like you just had in a mood one day and you're like, let's do this, and you just jumped into it, and now you're putting yourself in a bad spot where, you...
Definitely one of the people who are so triggered, their trigger fingers very itchy. And
Yeah.
they're like, let's do it, just go, just do it. And it's like, there's ups and downs to that too.
There's something to be said for planning. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially when it's the livelihood of not just yourself, but like your family.
Right.
That's the other thing. It's not just me. It's not just me and my wife anymore. It's everyone.
I'm back, by the way. Sorry, I'm just listening.
Ooh, what'd you get? You didn't make me a sandwich. What the heck?
I didn't make myself a sandwich, sorry.
Oh.
I made myself some instant ramen and some vegetables.
Oh,
Sounds like my dinner.
I would eat that.
Just kind of peckish.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Especially at 4:15 in the morning.
Well, staying up all night will do that to you.
Wait, I was quite hungry.
Is it like one of those instant cup noodles?
Yeah, just like boil some water, stick it in. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Final Fantasy cup noodles.
Oh, brilliant, yeah. That's great.
This game sucks. It hasn't gotten any better. I'm just going to throw that out there. So wait,
Better, man.
do the RV plans include a Switch too? Is that?
I mean, one way or the other, I'm intending on doing something about that. Yes, if so long as you know, not to get political or anything, but you know, as so long as the Switch 2s can make it to the States.
The
We'll
tariffs.
keep it
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hot button topic right now.
I was saying it without saying it. I was trying to at least.
I get it.
Yeah. So, you know, put that aside, then yes. I'm trying to, I've got a little pocket full of fun money that's kind of been sitting around waiting to be spent for something like that. So I'm hoping so. I'm hoping to be able to take the next step up in the next generation of Nintendo gaming.
Neebs, you've not even played Mario Odyssey yet. Play the games first, man, before you get the new console.
No.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's funny because when that game came out, that was launch game, right? That was the launch game.
Launch
for the
window.
Switch.
It came out that year, yeah.
Yeah, and I think when I bought my Switch, it was almost 2 years after the Switch came out, I think. So, yeah, my mind was focused on Breath of the Wild, and
It was a launch game.
yeah, I was focused on Breath. You're right, but I was focused on that and Smash Brothers. So when it came to those two, and then Mario Odyssey, I was like, I'm gonna definitely go for Breath of the Wild and Smash Brothers because those are way higher in the priority for me.
Well, that's the interesting thing about Switch 2 is that, like, I don't think I really am interested in the games. Like, give me the Mario Kart, sure, and I would do the bundle and just get it that way. And Metroid.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4, bring it on. Other than that, I couldn't care less. I'd be more interested to catch up on my backlog, my eShop backlog.
Original Switch as well. You don't have to buy a Switch 2 for that.
Yeah, but I do want
Like, when
I want a Switch Pro.
When I got my Switch,
And spend an extra $30 on each game for some reason.
Well, no, I won't be buying new games. I would just be getting those two and then playing my old stuff on better hardware. Sorry, go ahead, Neebs. We keep cutting you off.
oh no, you're fine. It's like I said, when I first got my Switch, I only really had those two games in my scopes. I was like, I gotta get this game and this game, and then from there, I'm not sure. You know, I wasn't really prioritizing anything else. I was like, I'm just gonna see what the Switch entices me with. And the funny thing is, like, I had no clue what would or would not interest me, and I'm pretty sure that since I have owned my Switch, I've also had my Xbox and my PC, and I have probably gamed on my Switch. Like, if I were to split them up percentiles, I would say I've probably used my Switch like somewhere between 60 to 70% more than my other consoles, my Xbox and my PC at least.
Surprisingly similar, man. Yeah, Switch is probably the number one console for me right now.
Yeah, and I had no clue that what would have interested me or would have kept me fascinated. Like, because there's been times I've been very, like right now, I've been sucked into Skyrim on my Xbox. I've been playing the mess out of that lately.
Skyrim.
But, yeah.
Wow.
Did you see that they're doing a remaster of Oblivion as well?
Yes, they're doing that, which looks interesting. I still don't quite know if I would. Actually, I think I heard it's not just like it's like a remake, isn't it?
Yeah, they're changing the combat. It's going to be more like Dark Souls style combat and blocking.
Hey, Cass.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
We forgot it was Turnpike, but I was like, I just happened to see Discord. I was like, oh, the boys are in the chat. The guys. So,
The
we came to
boys.
say hello.
Hello.
Aloha.
Okay, well, bye.
All right. See you next.
Mr. Jet is just playing the final bits of Dragon Quest XI.
Ah, brilliant. So glad.
Just going through the trial of the Luminary, and I feel like after I'm done with this, I'll probably take a stab at the final boss again.
Brilliant.
Stab.
Wait, you said again, you tried it before you'd finished the game?
I mean, I tried it. I saw the big ball of hate in the sky and thought, let's try fighting it, and I got bothered.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will do that. Yes, I think that's my favorite JRPG. I love it to bits. Yeah, it's the perfect JRPG. It's brilliant. And see when you're finished by this, see when you've rolled credits, just watch the intro one more time. Because, yeah, the intro. Yeah, the intro to the game. It's foreshadowing everything that happens in that game. Like, literally everything.
Spoilers.
So good. Anyway, sorry for cutting you off with using this one. You go.
I forgot where we were. Oh, Neebs was talking about the Switch.
Switch 2 and Switch, yeah.
Oh, and you were talking about Oblivion. Oblivion being a remake. I saw the same thing. Like, they're really overhauling it. It's not just, like, updating the textures. The combat's getting an overhaul. All kinds of stuff. I'd be all over that.
I think this is their way of getting us ready for the next installation of Elder Scrolls, which
5 years from now.
Here's the link on there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
whenever that comes out, boy, they're gonna have to really wow us because Skyrim is just such an absolute behemoth. It's such a brilliant game that it's gonna be really hard to top. And it's like, man, what can they do that beats like
Give me Fallout 5.
the snowy mountains and the dragons and being the dragonborn and all the different creatures and things that you saw in that, and the vampires and werewolves and I don't know, the textures, the style of how they build saw this hilarious.
They could just do it again, but different.
Huh?
Because
That's what a sequel is, isn't it?
I couldn't quite get into Skyrim when I've tried to, because it's it's older, and I don't think of myself as someone who cares about that, but I was like, I just have so much to play, and it's a little janky, and I see the love, but like I can't quite get into it. But if they made it new and shiny, I might get into it. And I love dragons and werewolves and vampires and magic. So
I feel
You know
like
what's
it's
funny?
what's
Oh,
funny?
sorry. So when
Right.
you said it's a little older and it's a little janky. The funny thing is, that's almost exactly what people want. They want it to maybe feel a little older. Maybe not. Maybe they want something fresh. But the jank, you have no idea how much, like, how I've heard people say
I do know the jank
that's
is
just a
welcome.
Bethesda game. It's just a Bethesda game. That's how Bethesda games are. There's always a little bit of jank, and people love that little bit of jank that is in their
To be fair,
game.
I actually did love it too. I was like, why is this glue in the air? But okay. So you are right. I don't know. And
Their
maybe it's
engine is so old they can't even make people go up ladders. That's how janky it is.
maybe it's like it's a little bit gloomy for me too, where I'm used to like brightness like that. So to try to get into something like that, I'm like, I can see that this has like the ingredients that I love, but like this is obviously heavy and high. I don't want politics. I don't like Armageddon and stuff. I'm like, yes, I'll fight that.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. You-
Politics in my video games. It's too much of a
Okay.
life.
So is that what you mean when you say gloomy?
The color palette is quite gloomy as well.
Yeah.
I was like, I kind of like it, but don't like it enough to, like, I don't know. I told you when I put it on, I was like, maybe this is the kind of game where it seems like it ought to be. I
Yeah.
think it's not. But I'm
So
playing Final Fantasy. Well, speaking of games, though, I'm playing Final Fantasy 8 on the Switch and just loving it, so.
okay.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know my own
Sometimes you just know. Without understanding what it is, sometimes you just know. You feel it and you just go, I don't know what it is, but there's just something not quite
Yeah.
clicking.
Maybe it was something. Maybe I said like, why am I playing this when I could be playing Tears of the Kingdom? Like it was like, I could see enjoying this, but I have other games to play and like things I actually like a lot more. Like,
Agreed.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's gaming, eh? Like, you don't want to waste your time playing something if you could be playing something that you're going to enjoy more. Your time's
Yep.
limited. You want to have the
And
maximum
I have
enjoyment.
so many games. I keep saying like, oh, but the shiny new game's coming out. It's like, you know what? I have so many games I've never played, so I don't need the shiny new game. Or I can, spend $10 on a Square Enix game at any given time. So I got Final Fantasy 8 because that's my handheld game. Because I'm still playing through Majora's Mask. I know it's a beautiful game to play handheld, but I'm playing through Majora's Mask and I have to play that on the TV because it's with my 64 controller.
I hit random instinctively, knowing that DK Jungle was right there. Dang it.
Oh no.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I hit.
I hit random as well. I finally got in after having my noodles, and immediately hit random, and then seen that DK Jungle was there. Dang it.
Guys, I need like
It got picked anyway.
I need just a few minutes. I'm gonna hop off for just a couple minutes. I'll be back shortly.
No worries, man.
Unacceptable.
I gotta run just for a moment,
Disappeared this time.
but I definitely want to pick this up. I'm enjoying it.
Okay, quick, everybody leave. Don't.
Yeah, finally got back in. Sorry. Sorry for the wait.
Sure. Heck yeah. Sign me up.
Is of the baked mac and cheese, or is it just like in the pot? Instant pot mac and cheese.
Is it bacon mac and cheese?
It's like cheesy mix with the noodles, and it's also dairy-free and gluten-free.
Interesting. So it's healthy mac and cheese. That's guilt-free.
No, it's definitely not healthy. It's just doesn't have the things that
I mean, that's got to be a little bit healthier, I would think. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I mean, healthier enough to, problems.
Explosive diarrhea.
Problems. It's weird because sometimes it gives me that and sometimes it doesn't. But if I ate it all the time, I would be lethargic all the time. So,
Oh.
like, that's what I like to. It's something. Anyway, but dairy and gluten, I don't know what it is about it, but it makes some kind of.
Oh.
And lastly, gluten and dairy make his skin break out even more than it already does.
Oh, jeez.
Just a very,
Medical issues.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you live in the US.
Ugh. Yeah, you can't help but wonder what the effect of that is, because there's so many things that are allowed that aren't in other places. Yeah.
I noticed mostly an effect on my emotions because it's also hormonal with me too. So gluten's a whole mess for me. So, but I noticed the emotional stuff, but no other side effects of eating gluten that whole time. So, but that was.
My wife had a coworker that could not, completely gluten intolerant. Like, even if there was just cross contamination, they would react. And when they went to Italy, they could have pasta, they could have pizza, they could have bread, they could have everything with no reaction whatsoever.
That's wild.
So there's definitely something to be said. Again, like Neebs was saying earlier, I don't want to get political, but it's nice that a lot of this stuff is being brought to light, because you can't tell me that there isn't a difference here, because there's so many more things that are allowed.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just guess food standards are higher in Europe for some reason.
Yeah, I would like food standards to be generally higher. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm learning to look stuff up on my own and okay, what if I actually I started making my own pancake mix because I can.
Yeah.
And okay, we're trying to cook more vegetables and less carbs.
Yeah. Yeah. It helps. It makes a big difference.
Dang those carbs.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the phone with you and.
Well, it's not even carbs, it's the quality of the carbs, because everybody kind of demonizes carbs, but sweet potatoes are a carb. They're amazingly healthy for you.
Yeah. Chocolate biscuits are a carb. They're amazing.
No, I wasn't saying that you are. I wasn't saying you are. But that's kind of the trend, is that, a lot of people are, I'm just going to cut out carbs. And it's well, no, your body actually needs those, but You just need to cut out the bad ones. Like, the croissants from Walmart are not necessarily the good carbs. They taste great drowned in butter, but, you know, they're not doing you any favors.
And that bag of the volcano-sized bag of popcorn isn't helping you either. So
Oh my gosh, yeah. Popcorn is being nice. I mean, I would have said, like, all kinds of other stuff.
dude, I've had a sweet tooth the past like 3 weeks, and I need to stop because I can feel my kidneys giving out.
I'll do, like, I'll... The funny thing is, I don't really have that bad of a sweet tooth. But, like, we've had some stuff in the house. Like, just like candy or, like, you know, whatever. Like, quick nonsense type stuff. And, like, I'll have a great day and I'll be eating better because I've been trying recently too. And then all of a sudden, I'll just go like ravenous and be like, "Where's that candy we had? Do we have any left? I need something sweet." And it's just like, stop it.
Yeah, that's been me for like literally the past 3 weeks.
Drives me nuts. I actually fasted today. It was nice. Hello?
Didn't do that.
What was that?
Oh, the whistle was me. I was whistling because you said you fasted.
Oh. I missed it.
I had a bottle and a half of Irish cream today. I should have
Oh.
done that.
Oh. Tipsy, are we?
No, I'm not tipsy. I'm too heavy to get tipsy. Alcohol, like, does not
Wow.
affect me.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, I don't get tipsy.
Oh.
I've never been drunk.
Oh, I can't say that. I've never been hungover. But I have made some bad choices. Well, I shouldn't say that. That makes it sound way worse than it is. I've not stopped when I should have. How's that? That's better. There's been a few occasions where I didn't know when to quit. Again, funny stories that will not make it on stream.
Sorry, I was responding to something. That's great.
Sure.
Was, I promise.
Then he did that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ah.
Do you like Evil Prime? This is a new character I'm thinking about. Evil Prime. Do you like that? Do you like Evil Prime?
Could be fun.
Yeah, fun.
Can't believe you bought it. I could do Ned Prime as well if you want. Ned?
Yeah, NED is non-educated delinquent. It's that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh. Are you gonna be like, what's his name there? Boogie's alter ego? Well, what was the character that he would... Oh my god. He was...
Who's Boogie?
Boogie, the YouTuber. Boogie429 or whatever the heck the numbers were. I don't remember.
Oh, the big dudes, with the glasses.
Yeah, he used to have that, like, there was like an alter ego that he would make, and it was like the stereotypical like gamer that drank Mountain Dew and ate bags of Doritos and just raged about everything. And like it was funny because at the time people didn't realize that it was satire. So people would share his stuff and just be like, "Oh my gosh, look at this guy. It's just ridiculous. He's like proving all the stereotypes. Why would you upload this?" And it's like, because it's comedy and he's making a butt ton of money on it because of the clicks and the views, and you're just helping him along.
Playing the algorithm.
Francis. His name was Francis. That's what it was.
Francis Ford Coppola. I've heard of him.
He would just rage about like whatever the gaming topic of the day was. Drink Mountain Dew and throw Doritos everywhere. It was just terrible.
Hello, Neebs. Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's not easy being Neeby.
Neebsy.
That too. Oh my gosh, are we getting a Neebs? Are we getting a Neebs in Mario Kart too? Oh snap. Whoa. That was hot. Do it again.
Don't do it again.
Hey Neebs. Hey Neebs.
Aye.
Diddle me again. I
Least funny thing.
I need to clip that. You know you just did that on recording.
Yeah, account cancelled. For like, fucking that, right?
My coworkers are going to be like, "What are you doing on?" Nothing. Clipping something. Never mind. Go inside. As I laugh hilariously for the 10th time in a row, replaying it.
Hilarity ensues.
Exactly. Exactly. Neebs, you been playing anything interesting? No, you said Skyrim.
Mostly Skyrim lately.
So are you going for a specific playthrough? Are you just like playing the game as in like just insane amounts of side quests, or are you like playing with a purpose and an end game?
I'm
Stealth Archer.
Yeah, Stealth Archer again. Dang it! Every time.
You know, the funny thing is, I actually am playing a stealth archer.
Of course you are. That's the only way to play that game.
Here's the funny thing. I'm normally not a stealth archer. Like, I usually have some archery, but like I'm normally more of a spell sword. You know, sword in one hand, spell in the other.
Battle Mage, that's what they're called.
Yes, we'll go with that too.
Battle Mage.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, though.
You've been diddled by the Battle Mage.
Didn't say that, man.
But
It does.
the thing that I'm specifically going more for on this is I want to beat the game. I've never beat the game.
Yes, I did that last year, and I found all these different side quests, and I was like, oh cool, I didn't know I could do this, and then I found other ones. I'm like, oh yeah, the DLC, I never finished that, and then finally I just like put everything aside, and I was like, nope, I'm mainline. I'm gonna mainline the main mission, and let's go. I need to roll credits, and I finally did it last year for the first time.
Yeah, I've only gotten it so far before I've somehow like keep putting it down after so long.
Yep.
And I'm like, I need to just finish the story. Like, I have a general idea of what is gonna happen, but I've never seen the end. And,
Right. Right.
you know,
And you can keep playing after you roll credits, can't you? Like, it's one of those games where you could just go back. Okay. Yeah, because that's what finally was the tipping point for me. I was like, there was the shoot, what was the name of the DLC? It was the vampire, like Dawn Guard.
Yeah, say something Dawn Guard.
I got a handful of missions in that, and they make you pick a side, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I want to do, but maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do... And then I finally picked a side, and I was like, okay, I really want to see the end of this. And then I got involved with the Hearth DLC, where you can get a home, and you can plot out your land, and I was like, this is so cool. And then I had to gather resources. I'm like, this is not cool anymore. And then, like, I think I did fall off. And then when I came back to it, I was like, okay, like, I'm done side questing. I'm just going to mainline. Like, I'm going to look up, just so that I know the names of the quests. I'm not going to, like, look up spoilers, but I want to know, like, a walkthrough so that it gets me, like, which quest do I do next? Good? Okay. Got it. And I finally rolled credits for the first time ever. I got to admit, the end was a little underwhelming. It was like, okay, yeah, I did that. That was a thing.
I finished that game back on the PSD when it first came out.
As you should.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing for a lot of people is like, for some reason that game, it really, I guess it's just the sheer amount of like possibilities that you can do.
Yes.
with nature
Yeah.
that makes you want to just like, you know what, I'm going to start over and make insert this character.
Yeah, a stealth archer.
Another stealth archer. Oh, I'm doggone it.
I'm gonna have a whale of a time playing Skyrim again as the stealth archer. Wait, didn't you do that before? Yeah, and I've played the game like 4 times before that as well, and I did the stealth archer.
Oh.
As well, but
I just fell off twice at the end.
There was a version I started.
3 times now.
The, the version before this.
I was in
where
3rd.
I was a two-handed like hammerman. Just
Yeah.
using
So I can't speak to Oblivion or Fallout 3 because I didn't finish them, but I still think this applies. The beauty of Bethesda games ever since those games came out and everything afterwards is that the main story sucks. Well, it's underwhelming, maybe is a better way to say it, but the sheer amount of options and side quests that you can do are what really makes those games shine. Like, the main story is always kind of like, womp womp, okay. But just being able to do all the factions, the side quests. I mean, I would even go so far as to include Starfield in that. I enjoyed it. I know it got dumped on way too much, and I didn't finish the DLC. But I enjoyed the game itself. But it was the same kind of thing, where those, like, side quests were really cool. And, you know, I'll walk that back a little bit. I think that was one of the better endings that a Bethesda game had, was in Starfield, because I like what they did. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're talking Fallout, if you're talking Skyrim, like, the side quests are where it's at. Like, all the factions and the different things you can do and the customization.
Yeah, it's not just, you know, it's not super linear either. It's like, you could go this way or you could go this way. Which one are you going to do?
As is evident by how much time have you spent in Skyrim as a whole and you've never rolled credits because you've enjoyed doing all the other stuff they give you to do.
Exactly.
Same for me. I got it at launch and it took me, 12 years, 13 years to actually finish and roll credits. Right.
But everything that you just said leads me also back to another game that I've really liked for a long time. I can go back and play it again and again because it actually is a very linear game, but like the path that you can choose and how you play your character, it's Fable. And
I never finished it.
Fable it's great. Fable 1 is like just a fantastic game. Fable 2, they make it more interesting. They change it up a bit and add more things to it. Fable 3 got weird and they changed a lot of things.
Yeah, that looked terrible.
I never beat it.
I had a friend that was a big Fable fan when that came out. Like, he was a massive fan of the first two. And he said that, like, it was basically as if the developer took two separate games and just sandwiched them together. Like, the first half of one game and the second half of another, and just stuck them together, and it was a misfit. For him.
Yeah.
I hate this game.
So,
I didn't have an Xbox that far back, so that's why I didn't play either of those, and then I just never caught up.
so with those games and how much I really loved what I got out of them, when they first teased, and this is crazy how long it's been, they first teased the new Fable that is still yet to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And
It wouldn't be a green shell if I didn't hit myself with it. Yay. Sorry.
so I just saw that happen on Twitch too.
Right?
What was that, Mr. Gentleman?
Like, I don't like when they announce games when we won't even see gameplay of it for like years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I don't want
Elder Scrolls 6, perfect example.
Yeah, no, that too.
That's what I was getting at. Was like, you know how long ago they
Starfield.
announced this Fable game? Here's the timeline for you. We're on episode 656 for MTTG, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
They announced Fable, this new Fable game, to come out all the way back at episode 300 during E3.
Dude. Holy cow.
That was the trailer with Richard Ayoade as the narrator, eh?
7 years ago?
That was when they first announced Ghost of Tsushima.
That's
And
bananas.
that's come and gone since.
Ugh, I need to finish
And
that
it's
game.
still not out. As I've been so excited for this new Fable game for so long now, and I'm just like, at this point, I'm like, I just want to see it come out. Where is it?
I think Microsoft are getting cold feet now. With everything.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know how
Console-
long I have
console
been waiting
manufacturer?
for Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
It's coming out this year, man. It's coming out this year.
Yeah, it is coming. And then it's not at launch, it's in July. We don't know what day it is if it's not launched, but it's this year.
But you can see it in 4K.
Yeah, we do. It looks amazing.
But yeah, they're trying to get it done. Was like multiple years of like just that asset that like this guy.
Yeah, 'cause the contracts are to do it, they're like, this is to keep it in time. That's
Yeah.
The hype's already through the roof just because of the franchise it is. Yeah. You're right.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, perfect example.
Like, I always suppose I was like, but it's not even just people wanting it to be like better than Skyrim. It's they want it to be better than their nostalgia. That always come with like
Ding, ding, ding. Yep. Yep. Yep.
It's never going to. Yeah.
Well, we shouldn't have hyped it up so much then.
Well, I think well, and that's what Mr. Gentleman's saying is that like part of it rests on the developers because like they feel like they got to get this sizzle reel or this splash teaser trailer out there so far in advance. Like no, just do it when it's almost ready, because then it deflates some of that hype. And you don't have to worry about living up to that portion of it. You just have to live up to the hype that the franchise comes with. Like Fable, like so many others, where they let the cat out of the bag so early just because they wanted to have a banger at E3. And it's like, well, that's great, but you kind of shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, it was literally just like, now in development. That was all it said. Now in development. I was like, and like looking back to that teaser trailer and what like the stuff that they've showed since then, I'm like, man, like I don't know what they were trying to make us think was gonna happen, but this was definitely not what I was thinking or expecting. But I don't know. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping the new Oblivion remake is good. I'm hoping that Elder Scrolls going forward is just...
It's a better engine. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, they need to move on from the engine. It's duct tape and chewing gum is not helping.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, some people expect that. Some people expect that engine because they know things.
No, don't misunderstand me, Neebs. Like, there's a difference between the jank and the engine. Like, the engine is broken and cobbled and duct taped, and like the new engine will probably still have jank, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. But like, this has been the same engine since what, Oblivion? Like, come on, it needs to go. It needs to be updated.
I remember when they first showcased Oblivion. I remember looking at that and being like, wow, like the physics of it.
I'm gonna get kicked, aren't I?
You can now pick up like anything you see.
Did I already get kicked?
The whole idea of like being able to see like
Shows me that he's still racing there. Headshot.
like you could pick up a fork and a spoon on the table if you want, or a candle or a potion, and you can literally move it from here to there, and you could put this bucket on this dude's head.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yep.
Life-changing gameplay.
It is. It's cool.
When that stuff was showcased, it was like, oh, wow, what? Like, I remember seeing that and thinking, like, now this is gaming. Like, literally feeling like, this is so next level. Like, because we've never really seen physics and stuff.
That kind of immersion just didn't exist.
They were doing that in Halo 2, man. Sorry, no Halo, Half-Life 2.
Well, sure, but console gamers didn't play that right away.
It was on the Halo 2, Half-Life 2 was on the PS2, man.
It was not popular on the PS2, I don't think, was it?
I'm not talking about popularity. I'm talking about, like, you could do that.
I'm not talking about popularity. I'm talking about install base. Like, if the install base wasn't aware of it, then it, as far as they're concerned, it didn't exist. There is no way I finished first in that race. Did you guys just, like, back off? How?
Dude, I don't even know how you got away with that. I was scraping to get through at the end.
What the heck? That's why I thought I was getting kicked, because I was just like, that is the easiest race I have ever played. I'm gonna have to clip that. You guys did this behind the scenes, didn't you? Like, is that what happened?
Sure. We planned this like 4 weeks in advance to when you might have shown up.
I meant more spur of the moment, but
Nah.
basically attack everyone else and left you alone.
Prime 4 like living up to like expectations for me, just because really all I want is just a new Metroid game, and
Yep.
that's really all I need.
That's usually where my expectations are as well. Like in my head, I'm like, all I want is more of what I got before, and if they deliver that, then that's it. I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the same game style, gameplay sort of type of thing, but I feel like at least when Dread came out, that helped scratch that itch a bit for you
No.
to get you until they finally said,
Dread is
and now here's
fantastic.
Prime.
Dread
Because
was
I remember
terrible.
saying similar things about that being like, oh, they finally are coming out with a new Metroid. It's not a Prime game, but it's still a new Metroid game, and this is I remember.
Metroid Dread is more important than Metroid Prime. Are you joking?
Yeah, that is very true. Because it's actually continuing the main story forward.
Yeah, Metroid Prime. The Metroid Prime games are set between Metroid 1 and 2. The canon for all of these games is like they don't matter in the long run because Metroid Dread is like so far ahead in the future.
Nah. I'm good. Give me the Prime ones. I did not like Dread.
Well, isn't
That control scheme. That control scheme ruined it. It was terrible.
Dude, that game was phenomenal, man. What are you talking about? It is the slickest, smoothest, most impressive like 2D Metroidvania style game I've ever played in my life.
Looks gorgeous. Plays like hot garbage. I could not get anywhere in it. It was.
I think the only thing that they could have done to improve it, and I think this is just purely a Nintendo thing. I think the only thing that they could have done to improve the gameplay on that is give you aiming while you were moving instead of aiming while holding up.
Correct. And that's exactly what broke the game for me. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I couldn't get the muscle memory. I couldn't adapt. I kept dying to the same initial boss over and over and over. And I finally gave up. I gave up after a while. I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm just hitting my head against the wall.
That game's like 8 hours long. Play it, please.
I spent that trying to beat the first boss. I'm done.
Play it, man. It's so good.
I did. I can't. That's. Did you just like stroke out and miss the last 5 minutes of what I've been saying?
No.
Like,
The thing is, though, it sounds like
what's that?
we're talking about a completely different game.
I said it's not for you, but it's probably not garbage. I love this game. It's not for me either, but it's beautiful and it's cool, and I like watching it.
Well, his initial statement was that it scratches the itch, and like I disagree with. It did not scratch the itch. All it made,
Maybe not for you, but
all it did was make me want more of
I
Prime.
was more referring to Mr. Gentleman, how I know that he had been really excited to see a Prime game for a while, but then when Dread came out, he was like, oh, it's not a Prime game, but this is awesome!
And it's like,
Oh.
it's so important as well because like everybody thought after Metroid Fusion that was it. It was like there was only whispers of a 5th game potentially coming out, like a mainline 5th entry in the series, and nothing was said about it until that first reveal trailer of Dread, and then everybody lost their blooming minds.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of releases, those are the kind of releases you want to see and hear, is where they're like, it's coming, and guess what? It's next month, or like, it's just
Yeah.
around the corner, and you're like, ooh,
Totally. It was like they announced it, and then it was like a few months later that it came out. It was like September that year.
yeah,
Like
it was,
this year, it's the DK game. Like, oh, you haven't had a DK game since 64? Well, it's coming out in
3D
July.
DK game. Remember, there's tropical freeze in that as well.
My brain said 3D and didn't come out of my mouth.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I hate the idea of tropical freeze being discounted just because it's a side scroller.
Awesome. You have that
It
We
is,
should play that.
it is an incredible
I play on the
2D
fact that
platform.
like the gameplay was hard because you really just to run past your teammate really hard.
That's okay. I'm used to it. We can do it. I just get autofocus all the time. But yeah, I'm excited about life in general. Oh, you just died. I've that tired. Oh, that's like that's actually like Mario. Mario Wonder. Like I just Mario Wonder.
Donkey Kong 3D 64, Switch 2.
This game, I'm excited about Switch 2.
I'm excited about it as well. That like I was so excited for everything up until that April 2nd direct, and then they were like, "We're not announcing any numbers yet." And then after the direct, they announced all the numbers, and I was like, "Oh, so you're just turning greedy like Sony?" Okay.
How is that greedy though? Like I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. 450 is not unreasonable for the amount that they're packing into it.
Dude, I'm not even talking about the console. The console's whatever, man. Like that's a one-off purchase. What we're talking about here is like the price of the game's going up by like.
Oh
$20.
well, yes, that absolutely. But like I've heard a lot of like flack for the console, and it's the console price, and I'm just like, I don't.
I don't care about the console price. Like I said, that like that's one price, that like one purchase that's going to last me like 8 years.
Right.
I
Right.
don't care about that. Like $50 more than what I expected is nothing.
I don't buy a lot of Nintendo games when they go on sale for $40, which they never hardly do. And it seems like they're always full price. Like, there's no way they're getting 80, 90 out of me. No. Like I said, I would get a Switch just for...
I'm a big physical collector, so I'm going to have to wait until those sales, because I'm definitely not spending any $80 on that.
But it's not even on the card anymore.
No, some of them are not on the card. It's not every card.
Because they didn't have some. I liked the showcase. I just didn't like that like there was like a positive issue was the price of games. They just
Yeah.
And that welcome game
and
that
it
they're bringing out.
for an extra cost.
Yeah.
Which
How much is the cost? How much is it?
Yeah.
That welcome guide game that they said that we're bringing out, they were like, we're going to bring this out. It's going to be $10. It's like Sony made Astro's Playroom, which was a full game, full 3D adventure game, for free. It came with the console.
I know. I'm like,
What is wrong with you, Nintendo?
nobody.
Or
no one is going to buy that game. I don't know what they're thinking.
wasn't the first Wii Sports also like a free game with your Wii?
Reggie Fils-Aimé, the president of Nintendo at the time, fought tooth and nail, angered Shigeru Miyamoto personally by saying that it should have been a pack-in game, and they finally caved in. They're now that Reggie's not there anymore and Doug Bowser's in charge of Nintendo America, that'll never happen again. You'll never see a pack-in game ever again.
Yeah, which is funny because the Wii sold like pancakes in the cold winter.
Selling hotcakes, you mean? The phrase is selling like hotcakes, yeah.
I know that's the pay the phrases, pay to make it more dramatic.
Okay.
I like it.
Pancakes
Like
in the cold winter.
pancakes in the cold winter.
You know what? I have
Oh?
brain and history brain and lack of sleep brain all at once.
all valid.
That was good acting because I sincerely thought you didn't know the phrase "selling like hotcakes." So that was really really good. Yeah, you fooled me. You certainly fooled me with that.
I used to do that. I used to be my training was the piece of elastic, and then I would just mix it, and I used to take them seriously to enjoy their sarcasm, but they thought I really was taking them serious. Like, no, I wasn't trying to fool them. I was trying to be like, oh, you're okay. And some people were like, no, I didn't. Like, I was kidding. I'm like, oh, no. Yeah. That was a phase.
Well, you've still got it.
Yep. Still got it.
Well, no. Yeah, like the Wii's did really well. Really, really well as a console.
Oh, they sold like
And we all know-
hotcakes.
We all know how super popular the Wii Sports game was too.
Yeah. Well, and then they came out with Switch.
Thank you, Reggie.
They came out with Switch Sports, and I was like, I would love to play that game. And then they were like, was it $60?
I thought it was 40, but it was 50 or 60 if you got the. There was like an extra band to play one of the games.
I was like, I would play that game, but just price it at a point that I would actually buy it because it's too much.
Yeah, Nintendo don't price things very well. That's their
No.
biggest issue.
They're-
And again, Reggie
Even better.
Reggie had mentioned at one point that like the problem with Nintendo of Japan, who are like in charge, like they're the final say on everything. The problem with them is that they are unwilling to part with a single penny. So for them to have packed in Wii Sports on the Wii was almost like a humiliation for them because they didn't pack it in Japan. That wasn't a free game in Japan. They sold that in Japan.
Oh wow.
It was only in America and Europe because Reggie said to them, look, this game has to be a pack and you do not understand how important it is for this console to have a game like this to show people what the fun of this console is. You have to give it away. You have to put it in with the console. And
it was brilliant.
yeah, that was Reggie's idea. That was Reggie that said that. It wasn't anybody from Japan.
If we didn't play Wii Sports, we'd be like, Mii's? Whatever. Yeah, in fact, when I first saw Mii's, I was like, those things look weird. What's Nintendo doing? But then, I played Wii Sports at somebody's house, and it wasn't a gamer family. They were like a normal people family, and I was like, wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
So,
And like now Mii's are like awesome.
yeah, the idea of them selling a tutorial of like this is all ins and outs of the Nintendo Switch 2 and like selling that and not giving it away for free is just absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they came out and said like, and we will be selling this with the console. Like selling it? You mean this is not gonna what?
This is a paid content when you get your Switch, yeah.
Like not only should that be like it's not only that, but like the other one that I thought absolutely needs to be free and showcased with the Switch 2 is the one where they're showcasing the mouse features with the like whole what was
Wheelchair
it like?
robots.
Yeah. I'm like, this could actually be fun and enjoyable, but I don't think anyone's gonna go and buy that. Not me.
I don't think that game is ever going to be fun and enjoyable. Speak for yourself.
Well, but like,
It
if people got
does not sound fun and enjoyable. I gotta agree with Prime.
I'm not saying like I'm sold by it or anything, but like if I got it for free, yeah, sure, I would give it a shot. I would give it a try and feel it out. Exactly. And the fact that they're putting a price on that and the weird like this is the Switch 2 quote unquote game? Like, who's gonna buy that? The sales on that are gonna just go.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, they've changed from, like, see the difference between Nintendo then and Nintendo now is Nintendo were coming off a very, very, very poor sales of the Wii U. Like, they sold literally like 13.5 million Wii U's total. Switch, going into the Switch, they had their heads hanging low. They were sorry, they were trying to make it up to the consumers. They had everything to lose at that point. They were going to go bankrupt.
Hubris.
Yeah, and now they're coming off like an incredible victory. They're like one of the best-selling consoles of all time. Like, literally just behind the 3DS and the PS2, I think. Literally just behind them. And now they're like, we can charge them whatever they want because all these idiots will pay.
That's
Absolute hubris.
yeah, but that's been Nintendo for generations. They are masters at reselling you the same thing for the current console. Tell me I'm wrong. I hate it, but it's been the same for the DS, the Game Boy Advance. Like, they just kept remaking the same thing and shelling it out again and charging you full price for it. And it's like, I've figured out your game, and I'm not going to do that anymore.
I mean, look at Pokemon games. Every Pokemon game is literally the same game, but twice. If you
Well-
want all the Pokemon, you'll have to buy it twice, or find a friend who's got the opposite game from you.
Well, at least you can trade in that. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that one. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I'm talking about, like, how many iterations of Mario Kart is this now? It's the same one with the same
This is the
tracks.
second version of Mario Kart 8.
And look at what they were doing with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Like, if you want the upgrades for the new platform. No. Listen, there's a market for it, and I get that. But, like, they've done it over and over again, and it's just like...
We all want, we all want more of Mario. We all want more of Zelda. We all want more of Samus. Like, we love the old IPs, and we want a new Mario Kart for sure. And to me, this looks like, okay, this is way different than we've.
Oh, definitely.
Cool.
Definitely. But it took them... But how many years did it take... Am I?
Hi, Killer.
How many... Oh. How many years did it take them to finally get the new Mario Kart? Like that...
Cassie turns down.
Generations.
Hi, Prime.
Sorry.
That's what I mean. I wasn't knocking the new one. It's the fact that it took them, what, 12 years to get to this point before they actually came out with a new one that wasn't a repackaged version of something that already existed. And I'm not even...
It's gonna be so great.
You brought up the DS since it's like, yeah, I can buy a DS after the DS Lite because I'm excited about it. On the DS, I don't need to get the whole experience. I do need to play the games, but
Right.
I did it with
I had I didn't have a 3DS. I had a Game Boy Advance, and I liked a lot of stuff on there. But when I was buying games back then, I was like, this is just the same thing on a GBA cart, and you're charging me $50 for it. Like, I'm not doing that. There were a lot of re-releases where instead of coming out with a new Mario game, a new Metroid game, although that's the platform that Fusion came out on, which was amazing, like, it was just a lot of re-releases. And they do it on every platform. They do it on every console. And it's like,
And every movie.
yeah.
Nowadays, there's no such thing as the original thought.
So yeah, Killer Ring, we were just in
Yep.
the process of talking about the Switch 2 and how Nintendo have got a bit too big for the britches, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we bit arrogant, I think, now, coming off of the success of the Switch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting thought.
Charging people through the nose. When,
Yeah, I saw you posting out the
where's-
whatever.
Where's
The extra
Sony
content.
and Xbox like just here's like an update. Like
Yeah.
you can have the game from the PS4 version up to the PS5 version for free.
Yeah.
Nintendo are like, here you'll be able to do that for $10
They're reselling the game.
or $20 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or reselling it entirely, like you said.
Somebody has
Yeah,
a loud
and that
microwave.
you buy, sorry, that you're buying the Zelda game again, and that's with the new, or is it with the same kind of cartridge, but just upgraded graphics, or, and then the downloadable content is not included. DLC, that's what it's called.
And even the
Well,
price of the games in general, watching them like bump that up, I'm just like, I understand when you make a game, when your games are kind of based around like this amount of this amount of hours that you get out of a game, or this amount of like gameplay you're gonna get out of something. It's gonna be a $60 game, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when you come out with a game that's just massive, like Breath of the Wild, there's a lot more that they're putting into it, a lot of love, a lot of content. I get the $10 bump. I understand. I was totally fine with the $70 price for Breath of the Wild / Tears of the Kingdom. That didn't bother me so much because I was like, honestly, these are incredible games. They're huge. There's a lot to do. I still got so much more in those games to play that I haven't done yet.
Yeah,
And
same here. A little bit more.
so with something like that, cool. But if they're thinking about like putting a bump up on the prices on games that are smaller than that and keeping that as a general like baseline, I'm just like, dude,
I'm willing to bet it'll be $70 as a baseline and then going up to 80 or 90 depending on how big the game is.
No, I wouldn't be okay with that.
You would be okay with that, or you?
No. I'm saying that's probably their plan as a baseline, like 70 as a base. Like imagine that recently released Mario versus Donkey Kong game that is like barely anything. It'll last like 4 hours. $70 bare minimum.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I bought the game, but I bought it when I seen it was on sale because I like collecting games because I'm an idiot. But I
That's me.
I played through the main campaign, and after you get through the main campaign, there's EX levels and all that, which is great. But that game's not worth full price. That's not a full price. That's not a proper Mario Odyssey style $60 game.
So
Yeah, I guarantee that Mario vs. Donkey Kong game would have sold gangbusters if they sold it for $25, $30. Yeah, but again, like Reggie says, Nintendo are willing to part with a single penny. They see their games as having value, and reducing the price of those games, it's unthinkable for them to be like, well, Mario is worth it. You don't understand. Mario games are worth it. That's the way they think of it. Yeah, but they don't see the distinction between that and Mario versus Donkey Kong. Or Mario Golf or whatever, yeah.
That's just slapping Mario in there and saying Mario himself is worth $60 every single time.
Yeah, that's what they believe.
Mario's great, but but
for them it's a seal of quality to have Mario in their game, so they're not willing to compromise on price.
But Mario himself isn't the quality.
Look at that crown.
That's the way they think of it, though. They see Mario as this cash cow, this icon that is like, if you see Mario in a game, you know it's going to be a quality game, so like it's worth that price.
Well, I mean, I do that to an extent because it's like, well, I know they make their Mario games quality,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure that game is quality, but like if it's not a huge adventure like Mario Odyssey, then it's not worth the same amount of time. It's the amount of time you spend with Mario, you know.
It's like for example, if they were to be like, all right, guys, we've got this new game. It's Tetris, but with Mario heads.
Mm-hmm.
And then be like, this has to be $60. Actually, since it's Mario's head instead of just Tetris, it's $75. You know, like just because.
That's Nintendo Japan's whole thing. They like their money and they're unwilling to compromise.
So I didn't watch that part, but what was promised for Tears and for Breath of the Wild? Because I know that they were kind of talking about Switch 2 versions of those games.
Better frame rates, better like higher textures and all that. Like just better like resolution.
And you have to pay for that?
Yes.
There was little something more to.
There's like a mobile app that you can get so you can like go around and like check.
Well, okay, that's different, but like,
and all that.
wouldn't it just run better? Wouldn't you get better frame rates just because it's running on better hardware? Like, I need to pay to unlock a frame rate?
It depends on whether the game itself is programmed to have an unlocked frame rate or not. Because if it was originally capped at like 30, then you would have to go back in and actually program in the fact that you could go higher resolution, go higher frame rate.
That's just scummy. Well, the resolution I could understand not changing, yes, because you can't do that without changing code. Absolutely, but like,
No, you can't. Literally
It's a
can't.
turd game.
You do that all the time on your
It's
PC.
It's still a turd.
well, this is true, yeah, but like that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth because it's like you're
Because it's turds, yeah.
you're like,
Because it's turds.
pick any game.
Would leave a bad taste.
Pick any game in my Steam library. If I get a new PC, the game's automatically going to run better. Like, I don't need to pay that company $10 so that I get better frame rates. Like, that's just
Now,
Yeah,
the
that's
way
what-
they
that's what I
combat
said.
this, though, the way they combat this, though, is if you have the Nintendo subscription to their service, though, you will get those things.
yeah. I don't need to pay $80 a year for a family plan. You can go find a bridge and jump. That's no.
Well, except the prices.
Or get a different
that is
hobby.
Something that Nintendo does have going for them is their.
No, I like my hobby. I just don't.
I know, right?
I'm very picky about what I pay for now because, like,
yeah,
either you're worth the money or you're not. Like,
Yeah.
And everything adds
That's
up.
what I was
too.
saying.
I don't.
Nintendo's thing.
Bridges.
There's nothing that I
As
need
long as you have a
from.
harness or something.
There's nothing that I need from Nintendo Switch Online Plus that entices me to up the cost of what I already pay more than 100%. Because it's literally more than double the family plan that I buy now. Why? So I can play old Genesis games and Nintendo 64 games? Don't need that. So that I can get the tracks for Mario Kart for free? Well, here's the funny thing. What did that cost me? $25? So I can either spend annually double what I'm paying now, or I can shell out $25. Well, this is where I weigh the cost and go, no, I'll pay the $25. I'll buy the DLC. That's cool. It's worth it.
Headshot would rather pay $1 for a game that he will never play than $25 for something that he may use forever.
I'll buy that for $1. But it's not. But it's not something that you would use forever because you're paying annually. If you upgrade to Nintendo Switch Online Plus,
Like, how many $1 games do you buy that you never play?
Not very many.
Plenty, from what I've heard anyway.
And we're kind of cheating the system because a bunch of us are in a family plan as friends that, literally
Oh, that's not cheating the system. That's smart.
I thought Barlow was really our Nintendo, Jesse.
That's smart. That's
Really
not gaming
bad.
the system. My problem is I have all my kids on my account and nobody kicks in for it, so it's all coming out of my pocket. So
Guys, I just found out that I was adopted. Can we have a moment of silence here?
I was like, wait, what?
it's a joke, you guys. I
Just a joke. Just a joke.
She's funny. She's a funny one. Well, so if your kids though were like, "Hey, Dad, we want all this stuff," so you just have to be like, "Okay, why don't you guys pay for it then? Pay for the Nintendo Switch Plus." That would make sense to me.
well, and that's my
Divide it up.
exactly, and that's why I don't have Plus. Like, if you're not going to pony up for it, I'm not laying out for it, and I don't find
you
it.
can get a $15 an hour job at McDonald's now, so the kid doesn't have any other responsibilities to pay for. Shouldn't take too long. You can work at McDonald's when you're 14, right?
Oh yeah.
Or maybe they'll find a different. I think of that. I used to go fishing with my dad, but when he said like, "Okay, you gotta start buying your own fishing license now," I was like, "Oh,
Never mind.
It's been fun."
Cass, you're like, well, you're gonna have to find yourself a new fishing buddy.
No, I mean, I didn't say that, but I remember. Well, and I remember going fishing with him one time. It was that time. Like, and I was like, okay, I could spend 16 hours to go sail, which is cool. Or I could stay with you 16 hours up in the because I know
Oh, yeah. And then your boyfriend got boyfriend at the time. Evan. Yep, that's a good boyfriend you had there. Oh my gosh.
Boyfriend evolved to husband.
Yep.
Two?
A wild gentleman appeared.
Yep. Oh, he first evolved to fiance, and then he did the ultimate evolving. Yeah. Yeah, there are 3. Yeah. I think. Guys, I just cooked this sea bass, and it tastes really, really good. Yeah, sea bass.
No.
Speaking of fish. Yum, yum, yum.
I hate that level.
I feel like I could be asleep now, but I'm having fun with you all.
Yeah. You should just stay
I
on.
definitely should be asleep by now. It's 5:30 in the morning.
But instead, you're
Also,
enjoying
I'm
your
giving
cup of ramen
Dennis
noodle,
a good time.
hanging out with
Sorry.
us.
Alright, is any of us on the stream at all? Are you guys anybody on the Twitch?
Yeah, I still got mine going.
Your Twitch stream? Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
He's
I will go
twitching.
give you a view. Oh, I see that. It says headshot.
Wait,
There you go. Holy headshot. He's live with
His avatar
with
picture
2
is
viewers.
his Xbox avatar.
Huh?
His picture for his Twitch stream is his Xbox avatar.
It still is.
Oh
nice.
yeah, I haven't changed it yet.
Balls.
Hey Don.
I thought it was funny.
Don is out. He's out. Out like a light. Ooh, I'm gonna make myself some tartar sauce. Yeah.
Some tartar sauce.
Tartar sauce. With mayonnaise and ketchup and pickles.
That's how you make tartar sauce.
Yep. That's how I make tartar sauce.
Oh, that's how you make tartar sauce.
Yeah. That's how I make tartar sauce.
Some tartar sauce. Tartar.
Tartar sauce. How do you make tartar sauce, Brian?
Oh, you don't want
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh.
It involves a nail file in my teeth.
Oh boy.
See, I'm not a simpleton. I can tell jokes.
Burn.
There's a lot of wisdom in teeth jokes.
So good.
A lot of wisdom in it. Okay.
All my
Right.
teeth are dumb.
You can't handle the tooth.
Ha ha ha. You want me on that tooth. You need me on that tooth.
You can't handle the tooth.
Can we just like stop to appreciate Jack Nicholson for just a second? How great an actor he is.
Here's Johnny.
Absolutely phenomenal actor.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't point him out in the lineup.
What movie did I watch? There was a movie that had his son in it, and his son looked exactly like him. It was creepy as all get out.
Really? You have to tell me what it is.
It was a horror movie. Shoot. I can't remember. Well, maybe not horror, but it was like a scary movie horror. How? I'm in 5th. Why did I get blue shelled in 5th? You son of a...
Everyone else has to finish
So
mine
excited, you guys.
already.
Don't even know. This tartar sauce that I'm making to go on my sea bass that I just fried
Ray
in
Nicholson.
olive oil with seasoning salt.
Oh, every time I hear the word sea bass.
Oh, it was.
Is there?
It was in.
something-
It was in Smile too.
I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber, so I don't know.
It's
It
the
does
bit where
make
they're
me
in the
think
cafe
of,
and he puts the salt over his shoulder.
I just now thought of the Thor movie though, where Natalie Portman is ordering the sea bass, or she was like with a blind day guy, sea bass, sea bass, sea bass, sea bass.
Sea bass.
That's the Dark World, right? I like the Dark World, yeah, actually. I like that
It's
one.
Love and Thunder, though.
Oh no, I did not even watch Love and Thunder because of what I heard about it.
I absolutely love Love and Thunder. It's great.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah,
Terrible.
it's amazing.
Terrible.
Well, I didn't
It
watch
was
it because
certainly
of what I
better than
heard about it.
Guardians 3, but
That's a low bar to set.
yeah,
Cassie, what
everybody
did you
seems
say?
to really like Guardians 3 though. I thought Love and Thunder was better than Guardians 3.
Oh, tonight
Which one?
or in general?
No, just in general.
Yeah. It's,
Oh.
it's a running joke at this point.
Love and Thunder. Yeah, it's almost as frequent as my Tears of the Kingdom shtick.
Yeah.
I don't like the popular thing. I've come to realize that. I don't know. Not because I liked hating on popular things, but like the popular thing doesn't do it for
Just
me a
in
lot of
general, it
times.
just doesn't appeal to you.
Yeah.
Have you never played Cyberpunk yet, man?
I finished Cyberpunk. I rolled credits on it. I didn't play the DLC.
Wait,
Oh, did I?
wait,
I didn't
My
play.
Charizard is in Grandma Hazel's red dish.
I didn't play
She gave me her red
Cyberpunk
dish
correctly.
recently. Yep.
So like anything that I don't know. There's
See, that's actually what I was going to say when you guys were talking about Skyrim. I was like, man, like, if you think Skyrim's good, play Cyberpunk. Because Cyberpunk's like one of the best
there's
first-person
two
RPG adventure games I've ever played in my life.
there's two sides to that. So like there's definitely part of me that says that I didn't play it correctly, and that's on me. You can't blame the game for that. But when I did play it, it felt like the world was empty. Like it just felt like something was missing. You know what I mean? Like Skyrim's a great example. There's so much to do, there's so much to see. Like you don't ever boot up that game and sit there and go you don't ever boot up that game and sit there and go, what do I do now? You know, you're always like just assaulted with a whole bunch of different things to do. Whereas with Cyberpunk,
Assaulted by that game. The only time you're assaulted by that game is when you actually go and look for it.
Cyberpunk? No. Skyrim gives you tons. But, well, and the world felt empty, and I don't know if it's been patched since then, which, again, it totally could be. But I had to kind of, like, push myself through it when I finished it. But I also, like I said, I didn't take advantage of all of the different gameplay elements. So I would definitely like to try it again.
Well,
Especially if for no other reason. Oh, go ahead.
as good. I think it's as good as Ghost of Tsushima. It's like
Okay.
One of my favorite Western developed games ever made.
See, I just like the combat in Ghost of Tsushima better, and that's no fault of the game. They're two different games, but I do want to play the DLC, and I know you have to kind of like, if you've reached the end, then you've already passed the point where you can play the DLC. So one of these days, it might warrant another
I played Cyberpunk
another playthrough.
about a year before the DLC came out, and then when the DLC came out, I re-rolled that exact same character again and started from the beginning. Just went. Different origin, same like sort of design and all that. Just like
Yeah.
played the game the same way.
I do want to do the DLC at some point. It's just a huge undertaking that I'm not ready for right now.
That was actually the next game I was thinking about streaming. I was thinking about streaming Cyberpunk.
No, you guys don't want any eating ASMR.
It's not that bad. I hear your clackety sounds, but they're not too bad.
Yeah, I don't hear you eating anything. I can hear your fork hitting the plate though, which is fine.
Not maybe she's already muted.
Yeah.
It's too late. That's fun for
It's fun in Mario Kart with friends. I believe you.
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, what the heck?
Oh, don't
Thinking Jordium just got his little shell and moved to it.
don't you know?
Don't you know? Yeah, it's just like a great pasty for some reason.
Hey. Young Master Alfred.
I was gonna say, should it be Master Alfred instead of Master Wayne?
Alfred, Simon, Theodore.
He is getting all the more quirky. He's he's laughing at things. He's smiling at lots of things. Just getting a lot more personality is showing. He's officially 4 months. 4 months old, the wee little lad. A little bit, yeah. They've got some toy blocks, and Milo has had fun like giving him those, and he just kind of grabs them and looks at them like, "What is this?" And it's just a big block, and he's just like, "What is? What am I holding?" And then next thing you know, there's a whole like pile of blocks in his lap because Milo keeps bringing him more and just placing it in his lap, and he's like, "Oh," it's like looking at them like, "What's going on?" So
That's what you get. That's what you get for hitting me with your horn thing. That wasn't defense. That was attack. That wasn't defense.
Cassie was Seth born in October, so he's just a little bit old. He's a little bit older. October. Oh yeah. I remember. He's a little older than young Spencer Alfred.
We have Krillin and White Fruit in here. What else is
Seth
there?
is our nephew.
Yeah, I was so close to winning that after I attacked Prime with my horn.
Yeah,
But
don't do
then
that.
that guy packed me. Trent didn't do that.
That was a Mario Kart model.
Mario Kart. Oh, Mario Karma. You're funny. I like how nobody wants to play these tracks. We all are question marking.
Krillin won.
Krillin.
Yep.
diddy.
I really should.
So Neebs, are you going to try and get a Switch 2 day one then, or is it?
We'll see. I mean, I'd like to. I don't know if it'll be like day 1, maybe like day 21 if day 1 can't work out.
It's already on Nintendo.
It's already on Nintendo Switch.
It's on sale this week, actually, too.
Yeah, it's been out for ages. It's apparently like
$20, I think.
quite a decent port as well, actually, from what I hear.
I think it's like $20.
I kind of heard it was actually not too bad in terms of like what a Switch port is like. Of course, the best quality you're going to get is like on PC and like PlayStation and Xbox. Or...
I don't think PC's any. I can't see that game being any better on PC than it would be on console. Like.
Visually, I mean, obviously the highest quality that you're going to get is a PC port.
I mean the hardware you gotta have to see a noticeable difference is crazy. So, like.
All right then. Well, I stand corrected. Sorry for speaking my.
No. No, I know exactly what you mean, but like I think it'll be just as good. Like, unless you've.
Good on the Switch as it is on PC. Totally.
No, that's not what I said. I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Prime.
It's just going to say, like, at least for me, I don't think. I think the highest quality ports are probably going to be on the higher end consoles, like the Xbox and PlayStation. But if you don't care about frame rate, if you don't care about like resolution or anything like that, I think a handheld version of it would be fine.
I don't know if there were any gameplay differences. I would research that because I thought that they had to leave some stuff out of the Switch version. I don't think it was anything major. Obviously, it's not like there's a whole chapter of the story missing or something like that. Maybe
if they didn't add
Well, it's a
the
huge,
ability to
it's a
move your
huge
wand
game.
with your hand, like
that I don't know.
But yeah, that reminds me that that's another game I've been playing because I got back into it,
Let's see. I'll look it up.
and now I'm like loving it. And I was like, Evan, look at Hogwarts, it's so beautiful. And Evan was like, yeah, it looks good. He's like, I'm sure it would be even cooler if I had rolled the books.
It's not. There is no motion control on Nintendo, which is weird.
it would have been cool if you could like move your character with the left one, and then with the right one you could use your hand as the wand. Wingardium Leviosa!
It's Leviosa.
Yep, that would be cool.
Are like a little bit. I had to like rewrap my brain around it after I put the game down for a while, because you have to like set your auto spells and stuff.
Do you get to Avada Kedavra people?
I haven't learned that one yet.
Dang it.
It's a really good game.
It's the only one that you want to learn.
It's a really good game. I don't think I got that one when I played.
It's the kill one.
Did you play it, Prime? I forget.
No.
Oh, it's
I'm not much of a pothead, so.
me either, which is funny because like I finished it. I couldn't stop playing it. I don't care for the movies. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but like the gameplay is just solid. It's really fun.
Yeah, it was pretty good, like.
I like the combat.
Yeah, they're weird. They're not as good as the sugar ones.
Oh?
Dude, what?
Aloha. Aloha Mora.
Hello.
You can think of the shark from Toy Story. Kind of. It's actually just like Boo's Haunted Mansion or something like that.
Sharpie. Ooh-ah. Oh, I thought that was the last lap. Good lord, there's another one.
Dave's Galaxy is
Did
going on.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Oh my goodness.
Too late, the party's about to end. I'm going to bed.
Wah, wah. It's not all about you, Prime.
Well, it usually is.
Boy, do I have a wake-up call for you.
No, you mean the one that revolved around me? No.
Negative.
It's not all about me, but it usually is.
Give me all your money, quick.
That's so Raven. I hit the thing. Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Headshot. TNF.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm going to end it there on a complete and utter tragic loss.
Everyone's fun.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Sorry, it's 6 a.m. I'm sorry, I have to.
Yeah, you should go to
Yeah, it's
Well.
literally broad daylight outside, so I should get some sleep.
It's not zero daylight. Wow. Relax.
This good gentleman is very intense into Dragon Quest.
Oh, Mega is
Oh,
playing
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
Alteric's Whiffy.
Sure enough, no problem.
What's that?
Alteric's Whiffy is streaming.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
Time for me to go.
Wait, is that who that was?
Alright, I'll catch you later, alright?
All right then. Bye.
Have a good morning.
That guy. That punk.
He's pretty great.
Communication error. Oh, no.
Try to make sure when we say nice things about the people that leave.
A communication error.
We should start a new trend where we say nice things right when people leave.
Well, it is a nice thing because we're friends, so it's ironic.
I don't know. I'm different.
Man, that guy sucks at being a bad friend.
There you go.
There you go.
He's always making it about me, me, me. Why can't he be about himself sometimes?
Yeah.
That got awkward.
Sometimes I like said all that and then I was like, I'm too tired to think of words now. I
Just-
really that's weird, but
Everything is backwards. Look at that. Davey is in here. He's in the race.
Oh, I got kicked.
I'm playing a Griffin.
All right, it is 1 o'clock my time. I think I'm gonna crash as well.
Wait, what?
it's like 10.
Oh, I'm watching you do it literally on the stream.